Welcome to the Poet's Room. I'm Anthony Hendricks, your host, and today I want to share a song with you I wrote. It's titled OH and HRH. Goes out to all my friends. When I was a boy of about 10, Father had a motorcycle repair shop on the grounds where we lived. He hung an old crude sign over the door, just red letters he painted on an old barn board. Said OH and HRH. Never understood what them letters meant. Sometimes I'd go in there about the middle of the afternoon and complain about this, that, or the other, and he'd look up from some old Harley he was working on, and he'd say, life ain't fair, and it ain't fair, it ain't fair. Live long enough, son, you lose your hair. Well, pass me that wrench and another beer, 'cause life ain't fair, and it ain't fair, it ain't fair. Life ain't fair, and it ain't fair, it ain't fair. And I remember there was one time I was in high school, I had to go in there and see him after school, and I walked in the door and I said, Father? He looked up with raised eyebrows. Might have been the way I said it. Father, Jimmy knocked the books out of my hands at school today while I was talking to this girl I'm sweet on. So I epoxied his locker shut. Now the vice principal wants to see me and you, and he says it's going to cost about $1,000. Well, that seems outrageous to me. My father shook his head and bit his lip before he said, life ain't fair, and it ain't fair, it ain't fair. Live long enough, son, you lose your hair. Well, pass me that wrench and another beer, 'cause life ain't fair, and it ain't fair, it ain't fair. And son, you're gonna pay for this one way or another. Well, and you know how the years go by, and it was after I was out of high school and married and had an infant son, I had to go back in there and see him one day. Father? And he looked up like he usually did. Father? Looks like me and the wife's gonna split up. She says I drink too much, she ain't gonna stand for it no more. Well, I don't see as how that's any account of her business. He got this sad look on his face before he said, life ain't fair, and it ain't fair, it ain't fair. Live long enough, son, you lose your hair. Pass me that wrench and another root beer, 'cause life ain't fair, and it ain't fair, it ain't fair. Life ain't fair, and it ain't fair, it ain't fair. And you know how the years go by, and a few years later it got to where I was changing jobs and girlfriends about the way I changed my underpants. So I was in between needing a little help with some cash, so I went in there to see him, see if I could borrow some. Walked in the door, said, Father. Didn't see him anywhere, and started walking through the shop there, and found him laying on the floor. He died of a heart attack. Well, after the ambulance left, I found a stash of cash he kept in a old coffee can. There was a note in there for me. I didn't read it at the time. Stuffed the bills in my pocket, and I hopped on his old Harley and was going to go get smashed. Stopped at the AA clubhouse to tell his buddies before I went on, and well, I stayed for my first meeting, and I've been going ever since. But I know what he would have said. Life ain't fair, and it ain't fair, it ain't fair. Live long enough, son, you lose your hair. took over that motorcycle repair shop of his and found I was pretty good at it. Remarried and had another son, and you know how the years go by, and sometimes them two boys will be coming in middle of the afternoon, they'll be saying something like, he hit me first. No, he hit me first. He took this, he took that. He won't give me this, he won't give me that. Oh, man. You know how it is with brothers. And I'll look up from some old Harley I'm working on and I'll say, life ain't fair, and it ain't fair, it ain't fair. Live long enough, son, to lose your hair. Pass me that wrench and another root beer, 'cause life ain't fair, and it ain't fair, it ain't fair. Life ain't fair, and it ain't fair, it ain't fair. Well, I read that note he left me nearly every day. And in there he said OH and HRH stands for Old Harleys and Hearts Recovered Here. And no, son, life ain't fair, and it ain't fair, it ain't fair. But once I accepted that, it got a whole lot sweeter for me, and I hope it works that way for you. Love, Father,